When you think of New York City, what's the first image that pops into your head? For millions, it's the dazzling lights, the towering billboards, and the constant thrumming energy of Times Square. It's the crossroads of the world, the heart of the Big Apple, a place where dreams are made. But have you ever wondered how this spectacular urban canyon came to be? Was it always this bright, this busy, this iconic? Well, grab a seat, because today we're peeling back the layers of history to uncover the incredible story of Times Square. From a humble countryside crossroads to the global phenomenon it is today, its journey is as dramatic and colorful as the billboards that light it up. Let's rewind the clock, way back to before the American Revolution. The area we now know as Times Square it was mostly just rolling hills and marshland. It was part of a large farm owned by a man named John Morin Scott, a general in George Washington's army. For decades, it remained rural, a quiet piece of upper Manhattan countryside where wealthy families like the Astors and Vanderbilts built their country estates. It was so far removed from the bustling city center downtown that it was simply known as the country. The main thoroughfare was a carriage route called Longacre, or sometimes Longacre Square, named after a similar carriage district in London. It was a place for stables, blacksmiths, and carriage makers, a far cry from the digital screens and Broadway theaters of today. The first major shift happened in the late 19th century. As New York City expanded northward at a rapid pace, industry and residential life followed. The horse and carriage industry began to be replaced by the horseless carriage, and the area's identity started to change. Theaters, restaurants, and upscale apartment buildings began to sprout up. The construction of the city's first subway line, the IRT, was a game changer. It converged right at Longacre Square, making it one of the most accessible and central points in the entire city. And this is where our story takes a pivotal turn, all thanks to one of the most famous names in media history. Enter Adolph Ochs, the publisher of the New York Times. In 1904, Ochs decided to move his newspaper's headquarters to a brand new skyscraper he was building on 42nd Street, right in the heart of Longacre Square. The building, then the second tallest in the city, was called the Times Tower. Ochs, a master of promotion, saw a huge opportunity. He lobbied the city's mayor to rename the square in honor of his newspaper. On April 8, 1904, the mayor officially signed the resolution, and Longacre Square was reborn as Times Square. To celebrate, Ochs planned a massive New Year's Eve fireworks display from the roof of his new building. This single event was so popular that it started a tradition that continues to this day. You guessed it, the New Year's Eve ball drop. The first ball, made of iron and wood and lit with 100 light bulbs, descended the Times Tower flagpole at midnight on December 31, 1907, and a global tradition was born. With its new name and central location, Times Square quickly became the epicenter of New York's entertainment district. Theaters flocked to the area, creating the legendary Broadway theater district. It was the glamorous heart of the Roaring Twenties, a place of speakeasies, vaudeville shows, and celebrities. The first large electric billboard appeared in 1917, a sign for Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. This lit the fuse for the visual explosion that would come to define the square. Times Square was the asterisk place to be seen, a dazzling hub of American culture and optimism. But just like in any good story, the bright lights were about to cast some very long shadows. The Great Depression hit Times Square hard. The glamour faded, replaced by economic hardship. Theaters closed, businesses failed, and the once vibrant square began to decline. This decline accelerated after World War II. By the 1960s and 70s, the Great White Way had lost its shine. It became a symbol of urban decay, a gritty, dangerous neighborhood known for its peep shows, adult theaters, and rampant crime. The once glamorous destination was now a place many New Yorkers actively avoided. The crossroads of the world had become a place you hurried through, not a place you lingered. For tourists, it was often a shocking and scary introduction to the city. The famous ball drop continued, but the atmosphere surrounding it was a world away from its glamorous origins. So how did it go from one of the city's most notorious neighborhoods back to the family-friendly global destination we know today? It took a massive, controversial, and decades-long effort. Starting in the late 1980s and picking up steam in the 90s, the city and state launched an ambitious redevelopment project, led by Mayor Rudy Giuliani and supported by corporations like Disney. The plan was to clean up Times Square for good. The adult businesses were pushed out through new zoning laws. Old historic theaters were magnificently restored. Companies were given incentives to move their headquarters into the area. And strict new rules were put in place, requiring buildings to have a minimum amount of illuminated signage. This is why Times Square is so incredibly bright. Today it's literally the law. Disney's restoration of the New Amsterdam Theatre in 1997 with the blockbuster show The Lion King was a major turning point. It signaled that Times Square was once again a safe and desirable place for families and mainstream entertainment. Other major brands followed, from MTV setting up its TRL studio overlooking the square, two major retail stores opening flagship locations. The transformation was dramatic and swift. The grime was washed away, replaced by a polished, corporate, and intensely commercialized spectacle. In 2009, parts of Broadway running through Times Square were pedestrianized, creating the plazas where people can now sit and soak in the atmosphere. Today, Times Square is a testament to reinvention. It's a place that has been a farm, a carriage district, a glamorous theater hub, a symbol of urban decay, and now, a global capital of commerce and tourism. It attracts nearly 50 million visitors a year. It's a living, breathing advertisement, a 24/7 slideshow powered by some of the most advanced digital technology on the planet. Some critics say it has lost its authentic New York grit, that it's become a sanitized theme park. Others see it as a remarkable success story of urban renewal. But whatever your opinion, there's no denying its power. From a quiet patch of countryside to the most electrifying intersection on Earth. The story of Times Square is the story of New York City itself, a story of constant change, relentless energy, and endless reinvention. What do you think of Times Square? Do you love its energy or find it overwhelming? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories behind the world's most fascinating places. See you next time.